but we usually go on for a little bit longer than an hour, depending on, the questions that you feed me. The more interesting the questions, the longer we usually run. And, this is a chance for you to all have a moment to actually really think about what's the best way I can serve you. Like, what can I do to really add, value to you and, hopefully make your life a little bit more fun and enjoyable. Because that's the whole point of Soma Breath. We're here to provide you with tools to get more stuff done, have more fun, in a nutshell. And we do it with these special breath practices that we've developed using Breathing Beats music technology that makes the whole process a lot more easy to bring into your daily schedule. So a bit about what today is going to be about. So we'll just get straight into it so we can use the most of this time. So the topic is on gut health. All right. So we are all about today talking about our gut and really what is the root cause of gut issues. Now, the gut issues, the symptoms of them can be a little bit embarrassing. All right, let's be honest. Not everyone wants to even admit that they may have some of these symptoms, like farting a lot, right? Okay. I had this problem, like at a level that I don't want to go into because it's way too gross. If you were to really, to step into my shoes of what I used to have as a pretty serious disease, you'd probably turn off. You'd probably close down the tap if I went too deep into it. So I won't go too deep into that, but what I will say is that I had a rare autoimmune disease called ulcerative colitis that left me housebound for almost a year. All right. And can you hear me okay? I think you can. Monica, can you hear me okay? Yep. So if you can't hear me well, then it's because either you need to use headphones or you need to turn up the volume yourself from where you are. Because I'm on full power. If I go any louder, it's going to distort. Okay, so yeah, I had a health issue that left me housebound for almost a year, shitting blood 40 times a day. All right. And I used to have to wear a nappy when I went out. Okay. It was that bad because you have this crazy sensation of needing to go to the toilet, like almost all day long. That kind of feeling when you actually need to go to the toilet? Imagine having that like every 5 minutes for the whole day for almost a year. Right? I had that. Can you believe it? It's unbelievable. Plus, I'd lost a third of my body weight. So I'm not that big as it is. And so I was a skeleton, right? And not a good look, right? Especially at that age, I was only like 32. Thankfully, I figured out how to turn it around. And that's what I want to share with you is like all my insights on what's helped me not just survive this condition, but actually thrive. I've turned this condition into a global movement. Like, I'm considered one of the pioneers of this whole breathwork movement that's in the world today, this modern wave of it. And it's an honor to have that accolade. And we've done it through Soma Breath. This is our amazing community. So welcome for those of you who are new. But what we try and do is we actually try to solve problems, not just give you some fluff with some candles and feathers. No, actually solve issues, right? That's probably why you're here, because that's what you're looking for. So let's just start with opening up a bit, right? So I'm just going to ask you an embarrassing question. Who here has any kind of gut issues, such as gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea. And you've tried everything, it just doesn't seem to go away. Or you get a little fix, but it doesn't last. Give us a yes. That's probably why you're here. Probably everyone here has it. Okay. The good news is that you can use these symptoms now, okay, as a way for you to actually monitor your status of your health, but also as a warning, right? Because the bad news is if you don't address these symptoms, okay, it can get a lot worse, okay? Because these are what I call trigger symptoms. And trigger symptoms are alarm bells, okay, where it's a sign of dysregulation of your physiology, your biology, your nervous system, okay? So if you keep dis-ease, like this is just the first level of dis-ease, unchecked, then you're going to get more likely an actual real disease like I had, right? Because I had a very serious range of different symptoms many years before that, which I just ignored, okay? And boom, one thing after another, it all stacks on top of each other, body breaks down, all right? So what's good is that you're aware of the symptoms. A lot of people just ignore them. They don't show up for calls like this. They go to the pharmacy, right? And they take pills that suppress the symptoms. I know because I was a pharmacist, okay? I made money out of those people, okay? Pharmacists just treat symptoms. They don't actually address the cause. Right? And that's why I hated the job. And that's why, in the end, I got sick. Because when you're miserable, right, what happens? Okay? You stop listening to your somatic intelligence, the intelligence of your body. So your actual gut is a brain. Okay? Your heart is a brain. It's all part of your intelligence. And they give you symptoms. Okay? So when you have gut pain, it's often related to ignoring the message of the gut. So when you get miserable, you start to get gut problems, right? You get, or angry. You know that fire in your belly? Anger. Buddha says if you hold on to anger, the only person getting burnt is yourself, which is true. So if you hold on to rage and anger inside, okay, and don't do something to let go of it, it rages like a fire inside. You get things like heartburn. Yeah? So emotions affect our gut more than we realize. This is the key. Because gut issues, right, are not just digestive issues. Okay? They're not because of food you ate. Okay? There's a lot of people go crazy about lactose intolerance, gluten-free diets and all of this stuff. And some people get obsessed about all these different types of food restriction diets because they think that's solving the problem. It's not. I'll tell you this, good news, okay? Because when you turn this around, you can eat anything you want. Okay, I can eat the gluten now. I can eat the all of the things I thought triggered it. Right? I can have lactose. I have a lot of dairy in my diet. Okay, you can fix it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be talking a lot about today. Is how do we fix it? Like, what do we really need to do? Right? How deep do we need to go? Okay, and I'll give you a practice you can go with, some play work. Was it home play? Okay, to go away with. All right, at the end of this. So let's actually let's just start with. I like to make this interactive. Like, who wants to volunteer? What I'm going to do is like a bit of a kind of a hot seat consultation with someone. Okay. So that here, someone's got a hand up. Very brave. Ilya. Let's do it. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ilya. Did I
Hi,
pronounce that right?
Niraj. Yes,
Yes.
perfectly, perfectly. Did I pronounce
Okay.
yours? Niraj?
Yes, Niraj.
Okay,
Perfect. Are you
great.
new to Soma Breath?
Relatively new, yes.
Fantastic.
Just a
Okay.
couple of weeks.
All right. So imagine I'm a pharmacist now, and no, okay, don't imagine I'm a pharmacist. That's my old life. The renegade pharmacist. All right, and you've come into my consultation room. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, so what are you here for? How can I help?
Well, I'm in my 50s and I have some bloating, and I'm the one that you were talking about, like gluten-free, dairy-free, all those
Yep.
things. And it's up and down. I do have gas issues. My boyfriend would say more than I'd like to admit, but definitely it's there, and it's just goes up and down. I do a lot of exercise. I mean, not excessive, but I walk, I do yoga, qigong, and do my thing and do my breaths and meditate. But it's still there. I go regularly, but I just it's just something I would definitely like, and occasionally get a headache. Like I had some week 2 3 days ago, and I have a headache today. So
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about this issue like a little bit deeper. Go deeper into it. So, the symptoms you're saying is gas, right?
yeah, and bloating.
Gas and bloating. Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to ask now is, what have you tried to solve it?
Well, pretty much everything I just said. So I keep away from gluten. I don't do any nuts anymore because I find that hurts. I don't mind doing seeds. I'm about 85% vegan, but occasionally I'll eat like organic chicken and salmon.
And what
Yeah,
does your vegan diet
exercise.
consist of?
So it's the occasional lentils. I know you're probably going, well, there it is. No. But I do soak them quite a bit. Um, I have occasional rice. I'll do like a lot of salads,
Oh,
smooth like smoothies in the
okay.
morning that are completely fat free. I do follow the medical medium. I don't know if you've heard of him, Anthony
Okay.
William. I do
That's
follow.
yeah, I've got a gist of it now. So,
Okay.
okay, so I'm gonna say some stuff that you may never have ever heard about, all right? Which may kind of be a paradigm shift. Okay, so so what the system I follow is the Ayurvedic system, okay?
I've heard of
And
it. Yeah.
yeah, the
I'm
dis-ease is
pita,
yeah, exactly. Vata Pitta Kapha.
vata pita. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So let me just give you a little overview of how the mind, body, and even the soul spirit connection works in the Ayurvedic system. Okay. So, firstly, let's just talk about my own history. So, in the Ayurvedic system, my energy type is Vata Pitta. So, um, that's air and fire. All right. That's my predominant type. But just by looking at you, I feel you're the same. I can tell from your appearance, okay? And have you ever had a test done?
No, no, but I have dabbled in it, so I would confirm you're right. Vata pita.
Okay, great. All right. So yeah, so you
Dry
can so
skin, dry
yeah,
skin, easy to
yeah,
flush, you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
So what I'm gonna ask everybody to do first is I'm gonna give you a test. It's called the BIT test, and it's at this link. So I'm just sending it in to the chat. Let me just make sure I've got the right link. So the Ayurvedic system is amazing. It's the most powerful system that exists, all right, in my opinion, when it comes to medicine and well-being. So here's the test. I
Okay,
want
thank you.
everybody to do this. You don't have to do it right now.
Oops. I
Save
have to
that
say.
link, okay? Save it to be able to do it done, because it takes a bit of time to do in your own time. But let me just give you an overview of this test, okay, what it does. So in the Ayurvedic system, everything's energy, okay? And that's confirmed by quantum science. That's why I think they're really onto something 1,000 years ago. And energy, we can be composed of three core types. Vata, which is air, which is an element of air. Pitta, which is the element of fire. And Kapha, which is the element of matter, all right, of structure. But this is also the form of energy as well. So Vata is the creative energy, okay? It's space, okay, ether. It's like there's a lot of space between the energetic components. Pitta is fire, so it's metabolic. It's what burns it's all the reactions going on in your body that creates things from things metabolizing with each other. All right. So energy, life force is produced by Pitta. Okay. And Kapha is structure, structural energy. Okay. And it's like your physical body, matter. Now, if you are more Vata Pitta, that means air and fire element. Okay? Now, this is where you're going to get blown away, right? If you eat a diet that is too much Vata foods, okay? The food is a source of energy and information as well. So in the Ayurvedic system, first we address symptoms with diet. That's the easiest way. We're going to go a bit deeper than diet, okay? But just start with diet first, because I can see some issues that may be causing gas. So, believe it or not, and this is what happened to me, I also went on a raw vegan diet when I was trying to heal from this colitis. Also, colitis is a Vata Pitta disorder. People who are Vata Pitta tend to get colitis more than anyone else. And if you eat a lot of raw kind of salads, okay, especially raw cold foods, bitter astringent foods, it actually increases Vata. And the main symptom of Vata, when it's in excess, is gas. Okay? So I had the most incredible gas ever. And I was just wondering why. Why is it happening when everyone's saying raw vegan food is the best? Why is it happening to me? And then I realized when I discovered Ayurveda, right, that I was eating the wrong foods. Certain fruits elevate Vata, especially if you're having smoothies, which is very concentrated fruits. Also, and it's raw, triggers Vata. So that's going to make gas worse, okay? Whether you're super healthy and your nervous system's in check, if you eat too much Vata foods, it will create more Vata energy, and remember, it's gas. Vata is gas. So if you're adding more gas to gas, yeah?
Right.
So what I actually found that for Vata Pitta, the best diet is warm, nourishing, grounding food. You don't have to eat meat, it can still be vegan, but you can do it with different types of foods, okay? And there's a whole list, okay, in that quiz of a shopping list, okay, that you can check it out.
Nice.
Yep.
Can I eat lentils?
So so lentils, if they can help with that. If they are properly cooked,
Yeah.
warm, all right, then they're okay. Okay?
Okay.
But there has to be warm and cooked vegetables, not raw stuff. Eliminate the raw food from your diet for just a week and see what happens. All right? So that's the first. I actually think that's probably it, right? Because if that's the only issues you've got, symptoms wise, then I reckon even just doing that could solve it. But do you have, is there anything worse going on? Is there anything more happening?
Mm, well, not really. Um, I do. I would say I have a little bit of circulation problem, like around my legs, that
But go
are
right to the gut.
related to the gut. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
anything else in the gut? Any other symptoms of the gut?
Oh, in the gut. No, no. Like I said, I'm pretty regular,
Okay,
once, maybe twice a day. So,
perfect. So you're good. You're good. So I think actually just doing this is going to help. Now, a few people asking this question. The okay, well, Christine supports this. I follow the advice with the warm grounding food, and it gives me so much more balance and serenity. Boom, there you go. Christine
nice.
just backed it up. So try that.
Thank you so much.
Um, yeah, the raw vegan diet is not suitable for Vata types.
Hmm.
It's suitable for Kapha types. Kapha types are more bigger, heavy boned, put on weight very easily. That's why people who want to lose weight, they tend to be more kapha in their nature. The ones
Yeah.
who've got big, like suffer from obesity. So raw vegan, especially if you put spices into it, just strips the fat, right, for them. Within a few weeks, fat's gone. But you don't suit, you're not that, right?
No.
Um, now, what you can also do if you've got food allergies and intolerance, okay? You said you had some food intolerances.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some golden rules for all of the doshas. Okay, so these are the energies for any type when you discover it. It's also in that quiz, in the report you get. The golden rules is you must chew your food. Okay, your belly doesn't have teeth, so you need to chew 30 times and then swallow. Now, we live in the Western culture. Food is looked as fuel, okay? In the north, especially in Northern Europe. So people don't eat in the same way as they do in other cultures. They just guzzle food down, right? In a hurry because it's just fuel. You're just doing a pit stop to refill
Mm.
and that's it. And what happens there is people don't chew. They swallow food that's hardly processed in the mouth. Saliva breaks down big complex carbohydrates and other proteins into something that's easy to absorb. And when I started to teach people to just chew their food 30 times a day, people with gluten intolerance were able to eat gluten again. Right? It's unbelievable. So it was actually not unbelievable, it's just biology. So chewing food is really important. Okay? Other thing is um, some food intolerances are because of the lining of the gut. So again, in Northern Europe, especially and West in America, uh, the diet itself, the food and the amount of food we ate that came from factories is like pretty much the majority of the diet. For a lot of people, is all the food they eat is in factory processed packaging and has ingredients on the labels that they can't even pronounce. So another golden rule is try and be on a no factory diet. If there was one diet to end all diets, it's a no factory diet. Okay?
Yeah.
So just eating real proper food that you cook yourself. So that's another golden rule. Third, so one of the reasons of food intolerance, because of us um, consuming too much food that's not good for us, a lot of people drink alcohol as well, right? Regularly as part of their culture.
I don't.
Alcohol,
So,
you might not,
yeah.
but alcohol destroys the gut. I was a heavy drinker in my 20s. I used to drink like 10 shots of tequila in a row, like boom, I used to knock it back. I was insane. So I used to hang out with all these Welsh guys, and and they just love drinking. So that was my downfall. But when you have a broken gut lining, it's very hard to tolerate food. So what you can do, okay, is use something that's like a magic ingredient. This is the lifesaver for me, and that is colostrum. So somebody asked about this here. Colostrum, and now you're vegan, so you won't be able to use this. But for others who aren't vegan, now colostrum is Mother's Nature's superfood. It's the first milk you ever consume. It's produced in the first like 6 to 12 hours of when you're breastfeeding for the first time, and it gives the ingredients, antibodies, growth factors, immune factors, that seals the lining of the gut, that allows you to digest food in the gut. Okay, like adult food. So babies need colostrum, and what happens is over time, especially if they're not fed enough colostrum as babies, the lining of the gut wears down, and then it can lead to all these symptoms like leaky gut syndrome, right? The good news is that cow's colostrum translates perfectly into humans. It's 1,000 times more potent than human colostrum. Therefore, you only need to consume a tiny amount of the colostrum from the cow to get all the benefits. So in India, what they do, and this is why cows are considered holy in India, is they make all the holy sweets out of colostrum. They actually make medicine. Ayurvedic doctors use it as a medicine. And I've seen, like, I've been in the farm. In India, my uncle, my cousins, they all have huge farms with cows. And they all take the colostrum because cow makes so much of it. It's unbelievable. And they make sure all the calves are fed. And then the excess, rather than throwing it away, in Europe and America, they throw away most of the colostrum. They make tons of it and they just chuck it away. It's ridiculous. It's a waste. So what they've started to do now, and this is what they do in India, is they collect some of it for human consumption, for the holy sweets, for ceremonies and medicine, right? Now, what they do now, and this, I have the best source of this, from ethically sourced farms in the US, USDA approved, right? What they do is they turn into a freeze-dried powder, which tastes like vanilla ice cream. Like, it's delicious. It's creamy, it's delicious, it's amazing. Right? My daughter loves it. She just eats it with a spoon. She loves it. She's 3 years old. She loves it. And all the kids love it, actually, because it tastes like vanilla ice cream. Okay? And colostrum is the perfect food. It has everything. Antibodies, growth factors, immune factors. It heals the lining of the gut. It's just incredible, right? The Maasai warriors in Africa, they live off colostrum and blood. That's their diet, and they hardly get diseases. Okay, the old generation don't get diseases. The new generation who eat all the McDonald's and stuff, they're not doing so well. Okay, but colostrum also part of Swedish culture. In Sweden, they consume a lot of it, and you'll find certain areas where the blue zones are, people live a long time. They use colostrum as a medicine. Okay, we have our own, as Dina has just beautifully advertised for us, called SOMA Breath Colostrum. It's only available really in the US. We do ship it to other places, but it doesn't always get through to some places like Spain. There's a stupid customs here in EU, but you can get it in the UK from our website. Dina got it to Morocco, which is amazing. And here's a link Monica posted in. I highly recommend colostrum, okay, for everyone who's got gut issues. Is an amazing healer, and it's ethical. Okay, don't worry about that. There's a lot of people worry, oh, but what about the cow? Trust me, I've been to the farms, I've checked it all out, I know how it works. I wouldn't stand by anything that wasn't ethical. Okay, and what I think is even less ethical is, isn't ethical, is depriving humans from medicine that can heal them. Okay. Especially from serious autoimmune diseases like I had, right? Colostrum is amazing for healing the leaky gut, and the bleeding stops as a result. Okay, so thank you, Ilya. I hope that helped.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, test that out. Okay, let's move on to who else got a question? We covered so much. We almost covered it, almost all the techniques. We're going to move on to the breath in a bit. But anyone else who's got something a bit more, I would, dare to say serious? Josephine Dunbar? Boom. You just happened to have your hand up when I was scrolling.
That's good.
Here we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, I have some of the things that Ilya has just talked about, but also I have throat issues. It's a kind of, I've always felt it's been related to reflux. I kind of reckon I have leaky gut, a lot of joint and muscle pains for a long time. But I have this tickly cough that I think has irritated tissue in my throat.
Right.
And I kind of feel that in the last couple of years, it has affected my chest as well, my lungs, because every morning it takes me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get rid of phlegm from my lungs. Does
From
that
your
make
lungs.
sense, or does it tie in with
But
this?
are you talking about reflux?
I used to have reflux where some food came back up my throat and into my mouth, but I don't have that anymore. I've changed a lot of dietary things. I mean, when I was working, I'm retired now, but when I was working, it was very busy and stressful, and you just ate whatever was available, soup, sandwiches. But now I'm at home, I cook all my food. I try to eat a good lot of whole food, plant-based, no, what would you say, packaged foods, processed
Okay.
foods. I do eat meat. I eat everything, a broad range of foods. But again, I feel that dairy has been a big problem over the years. A lot of catarrh, no ear, nose, and throat problems, chest infections, coughs, all that kind of thing.
So you get a
I
lot of
avoid
phlegm, you're saying? You get a
Yeah,
lot of
I do.
phlegm.
I avoid wheat as much as I can. So I do gluten-free bread, eat oats and other cereals.
Yeah. Okay, um so let's look at this then. So some excess mucus
Mm-hmm.
in the Ayurvedic system is a kapha problem.
Right.
Phlegm, mucus, okay? And
Yeah.
dairy is more kapha. So that makes sense.
Okay.
If you eat a lot of dairy, this is normal for a lot of people. If they can't handle kapha too much, they if they've already kapha as their dominant energy type, they tend to get more phlegm and mucus. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
looking at you, can you just come a little bit closer?
All right. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, show me your wrists like that.
Okay. Sorry now.
Let me ask a couple. It'll be easier for us. Do you are you what did you do for your job or work?
I work with difficult children who were taken into care. They were away
Were
from
you the
home.
leader or were you
Yes, I was
just
manager.
you're the
The
boss?
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're more, I can tell you're more like pitta. You're more of pitta, okay?
Okay.
And you may have a bit of kapha energy. Now, what you can do is it seems like you're already doing it. Like so heartburn is a pitta issue. It's fire,
Right.
heartburn, burning, fire. So you seem to have sorted that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like how bad is your symptoms now? Like it sounds like you're already kind of
I'd love to be in a
congestion,
choir.
respiratory.
I love
Yeah.
singing, but I can't be in the choir because I just have this breakout of coughing. Sometimes if I talk too much, if I use any acidic things, sometimes just putting food in my mouth can trigger
Yes.
a cough, and people think I'm choking. Am I all right? So,
Yeah.
or the other thing is, somebody has put it up there. So I kind of think that from my mouth to the other end, my whole system is irritated and inflamed. I have, constipation. I think sometimes I'm more like a sheep or a goat than
Okay.
human. Um,
So
you know,
yeah, so have you got any now we're gonna move into more of other going deeper than just the diet and lifestyle,
right.
okay? Because um now we need to just address firstly, are you on any medications?
No, I don't take medication. I took a lot early while I was working for all these aches and pain symptoms, and nothing ever worked. So I gave it all up about 15, 13, 14 years ago. So I would hardly even take paracetamol.
Right. And
Um,
did you find you got worse symptoms when you had lots of medication with your gut?
yes, never
Yeah.
thought it anything, and it just
Yeah.
seemed to cause problems.
Yeah. Okay. So like I can't tell with you whether it's related to food or if it's atmospheric. Like where you live, is it very cold, damp?
Yes, I often think mold is involved.
Yeah. So it
At
may
one
be
point,
more to do with that
yeah, and I've had
because I
candida.
get these sorts of symptoms sometimes when I'm in the UK when it's all very
Hmm.
cold and damp, right?
Yeah.
Um, so these are some things that you can, just be aware of, right?
Yeah.
But is there any kind of stresses in your life that could be making you fired up, angry, stressed,
Yeah. Um,
other than the government and the media and
I suppose, yeah. But even closer to home, I suppose, trying to maintain a diet that suits me or a lifestyle even that suits me when you're always trying to suit family, to accommodate,
there we
you
go.
know, a husband, children, grandchildren. I tend to help out a lot. So I suppose
Mm,
that causes its own stresses.
yeah.
Um, I mean,
So
all of us can relate things back to childhood, and I suppose have a little bit of that as well. But we probably don't need to go into it. I think if you were one of a big family, Irish families tended to be big. There was
yes,
10 in mine, and I was near the top. So you ended up looking after people, and you ended up pleasing people, doing things that
yes,
pleased, you know.
yep,
So I understand all of that as well. But
yeah.
it's very hard to do anything about it at this stage, you know.
Well, what you can do is now just have a look at what would you want instead. Like what can you maybe let go of?
Mm-hmm.
Because there may be there's you still have an element of you're the boss, right? You're a leader type character.
Yeah,
An element of needing control and a bit
yeah,
of frustration with that. Then
yeah.
and these are the symptoms that elevates pitta.
Right.
Pitta is fire. Is so we are I'm pitta vata pitta, and my pitta comes out when I'm in my work environment and I'm trying to manage everyone. I get frustrated and angry with people, right?
Right.
Because they're
Yeah.
not doing what I want them to do.
Mm.
And then I've tried to really learn to try and let go of that because otherwise it's like a fire inside, and it's when I
Uh-huh.
get angry, frustrated, I feel the heartburn kind of feeling, right?
Yeah.
It goes straight
Uh-huh.
to my gut, right? Like I remember in Dubai just recently, when the war started, right? I had crazy reactions like with the
Yeah,
heartburn, and I
I'm
was just
sure.
angry. I was like angry, because it was so ridiculous. Because
Mm.
I'd invested so much into wanting to be there, and then boom, all our plans got taken away from us. So
Yeah.
so some things are beyond our control. We can't control anything really. The only thing we can control is how we react inside. And I think now at your age, you've got nothing to prove to anyone. And actually, you spend all your time now receiving, all right?
Oh, right.
And you
Okay.
should be the one taken care of now.
Thank you.
Yeah. But
Okay,
a
great.
few other tips for Harbin is like, have a look. Does it get worse at night when you go to sleep? Are you eating too late at night? Are
No,
you having
even
too much
better.
spicy foods? So just
I've
look into that.
I've lightened them back. I don't do them as heavily as I used to. Um, I've used a little bit of intermittent fasting, which I think is good. Stopping about 6 or 7 and not eating the next day until 10, 9, 10, 11 if I can, unless I'm going out. Try to implement, and those kind of things help. But I understand everything that you're saying around it.
Yeah.
Letting go, getting out and doing other things, doing more enjoyable stuff.
Yes.
Um,
That's what you need to do now. Have some fun.
yeah,
Get moving. Get moving. Move the body. Exercise
yeah,
is so important for gut health.
yeah,
Exercise is really important because
yeah.
our body has a lymphatic system. That's how we drain all the toxins out of our system, right?
Yeah,
But it doesn't have a pump like the bloodstream does. The only
yeah.
way to move it is movement. So that's why things like yoga is actually designed to move the lymphatic system and it
Love it.
helps
Yeah,
clean all the junk out. Yeah.
I do it once a
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Brilliant. And then
Um,
the other thing that really affects people is um, stuff like anxiety, worries about the future, or being
mm,
hung up on past events. Okay. So what we're going to do in a moment is we're going to do an amazing breath session, which is one of my favorite that just chills you out. Right? It's called bliss
mm.
breath. So we're going to do that together as a group in a moment. But was that enough for now? Like
Yeah,
Josephine, did
that's
that help?
fabulous. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'll just get another volunteer. We'll have one more. Someone who's got something really nasty. And it has to be related to the gut. Nothing about any other symptoms. Just gut related stuff. Okay, Heidi. Let's get Heidi on there. Hello.
Yes. Oh my God. Hallelujah. I'm so glad that you connected with me. Um, all of what the ladies have already described, I suffer from. I cannot poo at all. I cannot poo at all, Niraj.
Right.
My system does not work at all unless I take a stimulant and stool softening laxatives. They've
Okay.
tested me for every single test known to man, and everything is normal. Colonoscopy, SIBO tests, so I've worked with several different teams, dietitians, colon specialists, gastroenteritis specialists. They can't find anything at all.
Yeah.
Up your fiber. Fiber makes it worse. And I've actually now, I keep going back to them saying, "Are you sure there's nothing sinister going on? Are you sure there's nothing sinister going on?" And they assure me that there isn't. All my blood work is great, and all the colonoscopy was great and everything else. Um, because the FODMAP, for instance, sometimes I can eat certain FODMAPs, sometimes I can't. So the FODMAP is absolutely useless for me.
Mm.
I never know when I'm going to have a massive bloating attack. The gastro
Mm.
people have just palmed me off with, "You've got IBS constipation type," and
Yep.
packed me off with a load of enemas. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to use enemas for the rest of my life. I don't want to use laxatives for my rest of my life.
Mm.
And about 2 weeks ago, Niraj, I actually hit a brick wall in my mental health, in my psychological state. With this has been going on for years and years and years. I recovered from a rectocele, which I had surgery on in October, which was caused from childbirth. And I thought that the system backing up through that process may have, disconnected my gut to my brain with emptying. And this is where I'm at.
You just hit a probably a potential cause. So first, I'm really sorry you're suffering like this. It's horrible. Constipation, hate it. I've had it on and off. And we'll talk all about constipation now because this is something that's very common, way more common than people want to admit. But there are ways to turn it around, right? So I'm going to give you as much as I can, and you try as much as you can. But I can't guarantee we can solve this. But you just hit something that it could be related to, which is the issue you had during childbirth. Now that would mean it's a mechanical situation, but it could also mean it's a nervous system situation, right? And what's good is that your consultants have ruled out almost everything else. What did they say when you told them that? That it could be that?
What you mean?
That it could be, is it related to what you went through in childbirth? The operation and all that? Did you tell
Well,
them about that?
well, yeah. So basically, the rectocele, the prolapse happened because I had a traumatic birth and I had to get him out quickly, and that is what caused the rectocele.
Yeah.
And but they've dealt with that. I've had
Okay.
this. I've had the
Yeah, but did they
surgery.
say it's not related to constipation?
They didn't say.
Okay. So that's one of the things you want to check out, right? Go back to the consultant that you had for that operation and tell them did it start happening after that, or have you always had constipation?
Yeah, so the constipation did start happening after childbirth.
Yes. Yeah, of
Um, and also now I'm dealing with quite aggressive internal piles because of my constipation as well.
course. Yeah.
But
Okay.
in order for me to have a bowel movement of any kind, I literally have to bring it on myself. So I know that I'm backed up at the moment. I can back up for about 3 or 4 days at a time. And then it gets to a point where I'm so uncomfortable, then I have to
Mm.
stimulate with
Yep.
both sets of laxatives to actually ignite my system to go.
Okay, now let's look at this from both perspectives. First, food wise, diet, lifestyle, and then we look at the emotional world, right? Because it's a combination of all of it. So, what's your typical day diet like?
Okay, so I do a bit of a fasting until lunchtime from the evening before.
Okay.
Uh, I am trying to do those things like not eat wheat, not eat. I mean, dairy milk's gone out the window for me because I do know dairy milk really caused me to be bloated. I don't drink alcohol. I gave up alcohol 9 years ago. Um, I would
Did you
have
drink
the,
alcohol before a lot?
I did. I was an alcoholic.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's that's the real cause.
I was in recovery. Oh, well, I'm in recovery for 9 years. I haven't touched alcohol for nine
Yeah.
years.
But
But before
that's what
that,
messes up the gut microbiome. So in our gut, we have more bacterial cells, right? Actually, than anywhere else. And this is the immune system. It's an intelligence. It's got its own mind, and it's what's responsible for your digestion as well, right? I mean, a big part of your digestion. And gut microbiome gets destroyed by alcohol, right?
yeah.
Especially if in excess. In moderation, it can actually help. Like in Mexico, they have a little shot, and it kills the bad bacteria in small doses, of little shots of tequila, but not when you're having 15 like I used to have. It just destroys the gut, right? It rips the lining. It causes all kinds of leaky gut issues. And then that leads to constipation because now the process of digestion and the nervous system down there is damaged. So it's okay, you can fix it. All right. So that's one of the big
Right.
causes.
That makes
Huh?
that makes me wanna, when you say you can fix it, I've got tears welling up in my eyes because I'm absolutely exhausted from this.
No, you can do it. Now the good news is that you can go if you use a stimulant, right?
Yep.
And it comes out okay. So it's not like it's super hard where it can't even come out. Yeah.
Sometimes I have to take a sufficient amount, which is always more of the recommended dose for it to
Okay.
work.
How much water do you drink in a day?
2.5 liters.
Okay. So you're drinking water. What else do you drink during the day?
Black coffee only in the
Okay.
mornings.
Okay.
And then
Coffee can actually help you go.
and then
Were you
and then
ever a smoker?
yes, I was a smoker. I vape now. I I,
Okay.
I gave
When
up
you were
smoke.
smoking,
Yeah.
what did you have constipation?
Um, I've had constipation for the last 12 years. So I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, I guess
But
so.
like when you were smoking, did smoking help you go?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like I'm gonna say something extremely controversial. Smoking actually helps you go to the toilet. This is a known fact. A lot of people use it as a ritual. Okay, and then it becomes like a psychological thing as well, because it becomes like your body knows to go when you have a
Yes.
cigarette. Okay, now this is interesting. Okay, low dose smoking is actually not bad for you long term. Like putting it totally out there. Low dose nicotine, right, is actually medicinal. It's what the people in Amazon. That's why people smoke in the West, is because people in South America smoked as part of their culture, and then they were like, "Oh, this is cool," and then they took it on, but then they commercialized it and put loads of shit in it and turned it into this garbage, right? But actual real tobacco is like a medicine that is for digestion. It helps you go to the toilet, right?
Can you chew it?
Now, huh?
Can you chew it?
You can. So the problem with vapes is there's something about smoking and the gut.
Mm.
Vapes don't do it.
No,
Vapes
they
don't
don't.
make you go to the toilet.
Mhm.
Chewing tobacco, maybe. There's something called rapé. Rapé is something you. It's from the Amazon. It's a powder, but you need to have somebody who knows what they're doing to show you how to use it. That definitely makes you go, 100%. But look, if it's that bad, your symptoms, and smoking helps, I think it's okay to have one in the morning. Like, I'm putting it out there. I'm the renegade pharmacist. And low dose nicotine, believe it or not, you can look this all up, prevents COVID. They use it as a long COVID treatment. It prevents Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's. People who have ulcerative colitis don't get it if they smoke. Only non-smokers get ulcerative colitis, which is the autoimmune I had, right? Now, this is just up to you. Like, you don't need to do this either. You don't need to smoke, but it's just one of the suggestions. If it really helps, because I know how bad constipation is, I wouldn't recommend this if it wasn't this bad, your symptoms, okay?
But
But I think it might help.
what
Huh?
have happened, what will happen with me is I wouldn't just be able to have that one because it would kick off me wanting more. Also, as well,
Yeah.
my mum died of COPD from smoking, and that's why
Yes.
I stopped
So
the.
yeah, so then we got to do something else. Like what you can also find is rapé, right? But you need to find somebody who can show you how to use it. But more things. There's more things.
What do you think
Um,
of psyllium husk?
the what?
Psyllium husk.
No, maybe. No, I'm going to give you something else. Now, so the Ayurvedic way is this.
I'm
What I want
making
you
that.
to try and do is an Ayurvedic cleanse once. You need to go on my colostrum protocol. It starts with the salt water cleanse. Okay, the salt water cleanse is called Shankar Prasalam. Okay,
Yep.
let me find a link to it. Okay, this is amazing. You don't need laxatives. Okay, what you do is you add a certain amount of salt to warm water. You drink like a liter or two in one go, right? In the morning. and you do a couple of stretching movements, exercises, and it will just flush everything out of your gut, right? You just won't be able to stop, and it will get rid of everything, okay, in one go.
Is
And
this
you'll feel
too?
$1,000,000. Huh?
Is it okay to drink that amount in one go?
Yeah, 100%. This is a traditional Ayurvedic medicine. I do it at least once or twice a month. It cleans everything out of your gut, okay? So do that, but then what you need my colostrum or fine colostrum that is full fat, whole colostrum, because you're in the UK, right? So
Yes.
I don't know if you can get ours. You can try and order ours.
Yeah.
You can also there's some brands on Amazon you can find, right? Good brands. Make sure it doesn't say defatted. It's going to be whole colostrum.
Full fat
And
cow.
that will start bringing the gut microbiome back. It will start sorting out your gut microbiome. You just eat 2 big tablespoons in the morning and at night, okay?
And it's
So
full fat,
colostrum,
the cow's
full
one
fat colostrum, real colostrum, yeah, bovine
from the
colostrum
cow, yeah?
from a cow.
Yeah.
You can get goat's colostrum is also okay, right? So you do that. That becomes your morning routine. Like you do salt water cleanse once to clear everything out. You might need to repeat it a couple of times. Um, uh, you can repeat it a couple of times a week. Okay, if your symptoms are really bad. Okay.
And how much salt do you put in there? Himalayan salt?
Yeah, just normal sea salt, good quality sea salt.
I've
Yeah,
got Himalayan salt. Is that good?
that's good. Good enough.
And how
Perfect.
much do you put in to a litre? I
I've
guess
sent
that's
you the recipe there. It's like just read that link I sent.
okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just look up the Ayurvedic salt water cleanse.
Sure.
There's loads of links to it. You can watch on YouTube somebody showing how to fix it. So we have
Thank
that, okay, as a bit of a practice you're going to start doing. Now, what do you eat?
Okay, so when I eat, I try and stay away from processed foods. In terms of cereals and stuff, I always go for oats. I try
Mm,
not to have any bread at all because it just cripples me.
yeah. What
I will
other uh okay, what else do you have in your diet? Like what sort of foods? Like what do you
fish,
actually
fish, chicken, 5% mince, steak. I try and stay away from all pastas and legumes and all of that stuff
Okay.
because it
What about
makes
fruits?
fruits. I like to eat watermelon, mango, strawberries, berries, um, tangerines.
Okay.
Um,
Do you like the satsumas, like mandarins?
I really do, yeah.
Okay, good. You need to eat loads of them. That
And
is
what
the
about
best source of the right kind of fiber that just flushes the gut.
okay.
So, you know the ones that I mean oranges in
Yeah,
general are
yeah, I've got
really
a
good for your gut.
bunch.
Yep.
And what about
Yep.
kiwis? I was
Kiwis
told.
are good too, but there's nothing better than oranges. Oranges are like off the charts. Satsumas, mandarins, oranges. Yeah,
Yep.
they're the
Uh,
best. Don't
I
eat don't eat an unripe banana, right?
no, that kills
Unripe
me.
bananas blocks you up.
Oh,
Okay?
it kills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. So do you eat spices in your food?
I do.
Okay, good. You need spicy food.
I
That
love spices.
helps. Yeah, that helps move the
What
bowels.
about onion and garlic? Because I was told not to have them, but I love them, you know.
No, you can have that. It's fine. Cook it though. Don't have it raw too much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like cook it a little bit. You don't need to eat it too raw.
And what
Okay, but
about
otherwise it's
salads?
good.
What
Huh?
about salad? Because you know we were talking about what energy. I've got to find out what energy I am. And what about
Yes,
like
so
salad?
yeah,
Oh,
we're
salad.
getting there. We're getting there.
Oh,
Like your diet is not too bad. You need to start having more warm liquids. Like teas are good,
I have
but
herbal teas.
yeah, herbal teas. Drink lots of warm liquids throughout the day, right?
Yep.
Lots of hot teas, right? Lots of oranges. Oranges are key. Now, your diet's not too bad. That's not the big issue, Okay. But let's look at the mind now. Okay. Now going back to the Ayurvedic system. So I think you're also a bit on the Vata tip. You're like Vata Pitta as well, but you are more on the Vata tip. Now there's a reason why alcoholics become alcoholics. Yeah. There was something you were consuming the alcohol for a purpose, not just to have loads of fun, but
Yeah,
there
I'm
was
also
another deeper
ADHD
reason.
as well.
Huh?
I'm also ADHD
Yes,
diagnosed.
ADHD, classic Vata. So the classic symptom of Vata when they are anxious and worried and nervous is constipation.
Right.
Classic. So what is worrying? What are you worried about in your life?
I just get over with my ADHD. I just get overwhelmed. I can project. I'm a creative, and so I um, I have 1,000 different ideas. Sometimes I can't implement, so I have that pressure of that ADHD coming in. Then I get the burnout. Then I get the paralysis. Um, I have a young son that I look after, and I'm a homemaker as well as 2 jobs. So I've got quite a busy schedule trying to balance and create
Yes.
within my life.
So yeah, you've got all the classic Vata symptoms. So like Vata people are very creative. They get ideas every day, every minute, right? They want to implement everything, but they can't. It's impossible. And especially when you have a busy, like, they don't like routines too much, Vata people. They want to be creative. They don't want to have to do boring, like repetitive tasks throughout the day. So
I
if
know, I
you're
know.
in a job that is very repetitive and boring, it will drive you nuts.
Well, yeah, see, so I've had to create structure with jobs that I only do for a certain amount of time a day so that boredom doesn't kick in. But
Yeah.
structure is still very important with me to
You
create.
need, yes, you need the structure. So it's great. You're in balance. So you know the things to do. You know the things. But are there more anxieties, worries beyond that, or like,
I
or is
think
that
I
it?
I do carry quite a lot of childhood trauma. So like energetically,
Mm.
I'm probably carry things. Um, I think in general, I do worry a lot about the future, and I really have to try and sort of bring it back to my faith and let go and keep it in the day and all of that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
'Cause- Yeah, because I can be a bit of that fills me with anxiety. I've got a lot of menopausal anxiety at the moment. I'm
Mm.
menopausal.
Yeah. You got all the classic Vata symptoms. So what are you gonna try and do now? Like, because you have a lot of ideas and you get overwhelmed and you're very creative, you've got to get really good at working on the how do I structure like put structure to my ideas so that I can do one at a time and
Yeah,
see progress. So when
yeah,
you start doing things on a small scale, the bigger picture stuff starts to feel more realistic and achievable rather than feeling overwhelming. So if you like break down big creative ideas into a structured plan, do the research, use AI, stuff like that, you can then work out the steps that are needed and then just try and do one thing a day. If you just try and achieve one thing a day, before you know it, you've achieved something great in a couple of weeks. And then that will give you the confidence and motivation to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And in that way, instead of doing 10 projects at once,
yeah,
you can actually get them all done in a row in a structured way. Because if you try and do 10 at once, it takes 10 times as long, right? And then usually you end up with a load of half finished stuff. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so this is I think we've covered quite a lot. So what you then also need to do, there's some amazing hacks. Now we're going to move into the breathing part. Okay. One more thing that I forgot. Bone broth. The other thing I really recommend, I'm drinking some here right now, okay? I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Bone broth is amazing for healing the gut. It's amazing, okay? It helps improve the gut microbiome. It helps heal the gut lining, and it's full of nutrition and tonics. So bone broth, brilliant stuff. Get organic bone broth or make it yourself, okay? Have that as part of your diet, especially in the morning, like a tea, okay? So bone broth, cover that. Now here's some hacks. So when we're very vata, we tend to, and I can tell from your breathing a little bit, you have become a bit of a mouth breather. Would you say?
Yes, definitely. Very shallow mouth breather, unless I try and stimulate my vagus nerve at night, and then I realize just how shallow I am breathing, and naturally.
Yes. So what happens when you're mouth breathing more, okay, is you get rid of CO2, carbon dioxide. And when your breath is slower and not so fast, it slows down, the CO2 allows to build up. And CO2 is essential for opening the vessels that carries the feces out through the bowels. So one of the quick ways you can actually have a laxative, okay, that really works is, I don't know if you've ever seen my Instagram videos that go crazy viral. I'm going to show it to you right now, is to do this technique where you hold your breath, pinch your nose, and walk until you can't walk any longer. All right? Let me just find it. So this is an amazing technique. I do this every morning. It actually helps me go to the toilet. I pretty much need to go straight away afterwards.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, it's really good. Because what it's doing is it's building up your CO2 in quite a fast way in the system. Even just simply holding your breath also works. Okay, but let me just... it's annoying. I've got to log in. Okay, let's see if it's on YouTube. Can somebody share my Monica? Can you go to my Instagram? Because I can't open it on my computer for some reason. And share, I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp, the reel of me doing that technique, if you can. Let me find it right now. Maybe it's on YouTube. But it's a famous, I mean, it's had like something like 12 million views, I think. Here it is, found it. I'm just going to send you the link, Monica. But I'll just show you how to do it as well.
Thank you.
Just now. Okay, so I'm just sending this to Monica, and then she can share it.
Like you actually
Yeah,
feel
when I
like,
discovered this, it was just totally blew my mind. Like, it was just unbelievable. Because I couldn't believe it worked. Right? It's
how
one of
did you
those methods you just can't believe it actually works.
how did you
So,
discover?
so this is how you do it. So you just breathe in, breathe out, hold your nose, and just walk around holding your breath until you can't hold it any longer, right? And then do it again. Repeat like 3 or 4 times in a row.
So you breathe
Okay?
in and breathe out fully until you hold your nose.
No, so you go pinch and just walk up and down, up and down, up and down. Just
So you
walk, walk,
hold the
walk.
breath. So you hold the breath in, or you
No,
breathe out.
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 Hold the
Okay.
breath out. So breathe in, breathe out, hold,
Yep.
and walk for as long as you possibly can, right? And do it continuously, okay? 3 or 4 times in a row, okay? And you'll see what happens. It's nuts. Let me, I found the video now, I can share it. So 1 minute. Can you see this?
Yes.
So you do this. So you're just walking around, breathing in, breathing out, holding your breath. So once in, once out, hold, walk until you can't do it again. Then repeat, walk, do it 3-4 times. Do you have it right now, the problem?
Yes.
Try it now.
I haven't now been for about 3 days.
Okay, try it right now. It's a great experiment. Go for it.
What, right now?
Yes. Do it.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
in
when
my,
else are you going to do it? Do it now. Now's the best time. So breathe in, breathe out, hold your breath, walk around the room, holding your breath as long as you can, and then repeat. Do it 4 or 5 times in a row and just keep doing it. Let's do it. And while you're doing it, I'm going to play a little bit of a soundtrack for you.
okay.
Right?
I'm in quite a small space because I'm in my
So
floral.
just walk up and down on the spot.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right? Maximum effort though. You're going to do it for your maximum possible effort, right? As long as you possibly can. And it's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but just keep doing it. I was going to play some music.
Okay, that's round 1.
Keep going, keep doing it. Don't speak.
Round 2.
Keep going to maximum effort. Right. Really push it this time. Someone wrote it works with a little poo symbol.
I love my life. I love my life.
Yeah, have a dance.
I love my life. 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 That's right.
Yeah.
I love my life. What? I love my life. That's right. What? I love my
Okay,
life.
how are you?
I love my life. That's right.
How do you feel? Huh?
Yeah, I feel good.
Breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose. Did anything move down there?
Oh. I mean, I can't really tell at the moment.
Okay, just give it a moment.
But it's amazing how that builds up in your head, isn't it? But I was really, really trying to push through as much as I could, like you said, before I went again.
Did you feel anything move down there at all? Any kind of energy build up down there?
I did.
Yes.
I did. I felt it almost felt like, like when your stomach gurgles a bit.
Yes.
I felt something like that going on.
Okay, so what I want you to do is do the saltwater cleanse. and then do it again, this technique. Drink like 1 or 2 liters, do the water, do the salt water cleanse. You add the salt, do all the recipe, do this breathing technique again, right? And just do some twists like this. Just twists like that.
Yeah.
Like that. You can also breathe in and out through your nose. Deep twist like this. Okay, that will start moving it, and before you know it, you'll be going to the toilet. All right.
I've actually got some gurgling near my colon.
Yes,
That's
it's
where
happening, right?
That's where my colon is.
It's happening, right?
Yeah, because I do castor oil rub on my
Yeah.
charges on my colon. What do you think about taking castor oil as well?
Yeah, that's really good for it. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's really good for it. So you're feeling something, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a shift actually on my colon side.
Good. I'll do it again. Keep doing it a few more times. Because what's happened from loss of mouth breathing, your whole blood vessels have lost the movement. So you need to kickstart again, and this technique will do it. Do another round of it. Do it 2 or 3 times, and then have a break. Do it again, and then soon you'll be going to the toilet.
And
Drink more water.
Should I do this every day? Every day I do
Yes,
this?
every morning. Do it every morning.
Every morning with the water. And what else?
Yeah, don't eat anything yet, and just start doing it.
Right. And then when should I eat? Like, is it good for me to do a fasting and not eat until, say, lunchtime? Because I don't actually feel overly hungry in the morning, to be honest.
Yeah, so eat some oranges. Eat some
Oranges.
fresh fruit, like oranges, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will help clear the gut. This should help, but so I've given you a lot right now. I'm sure that if you do all those things, you'll start to get back into action. But you need to do some movement and exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. So I do yoga. I could do more of it, to be honest. And
Yeah, you need to do more physical exercise. Like you need to do more running, movement, jogging, even going for a walk for like 20, 30 minutes.
yeah.
You know, that will help.
Is walking good? Because of my rectosil surgery, I've told I shouldn't really run. But is walking after your main meal in the evening good?
Yeah, very good idea.
Yeah, because
Walking.
yeah, after your main meal, I've been told that's a good time to walk.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay, everyone. So I think we covered almost everything now. So let's now do one little breathing session for the next 11 minutes. Now, look, before we wrap it up though, like who's found this useful today? Has it been useful? Great. Okay. So some of you on this call may even be looking to become SOMA Breath instructors. So if you are, after we do this little breath session, I'll stay back for some of you to answer any questions you might have. But for everyone else, we're going to do a little breathing session. And I just want to let you know that there's a lot deeper you can go than what we just taught here, okay? So we have trained transformational coaches, SOMA Breath, who can help coach you one-on-one, who are trained on methodology. You know, and they have direct access to me. So it means I can help in certain cases instructors have if there's problem cases, you know, where they can't help. So we have this huge network of instructors. We have our app. Download the app, get the SOMA Breath app. There's loads of sessions on there. There's a breath farmer session where we go into the breathing techniques a bit more. But the key thing is in SOMA Breath, we're all about nasal breathing, not breathing through the mouth. You want to all from now on become nasal breathers. If you breathe through your nose, you will not get gut issues. It's mouth breathing, over breathing, hyperventilation that causes stress and dysregulates the nervous system and is what leads to all these gut issues. One of the first things that goes offline when we are stressed is our gut, because when we're stressed, the blood flow moves to emergency resources and it bypasses the gut because it's like an emergency situation. And these days we're swallowing we're swallowing in a sea of stress hormones because our fight and flight response is switched on all the time. That's what's causing all these problems in the gut. The breath allows you to use a control switch to turn that off, okay? And switch on relaxation, okay? And in SOMA Breath on the app, we have all these different techniques and practices that are all about of regulating your nervous system when it's dysregulated. And primary thing is CO2. So what we just did with Heidi is we raised the CO2 by holding the breath and exercising a little bit. This is one of the best medicines for turning on the vagus nerve and calming the nervous system down, because CO2 calms the mind. So someone like Heidi who's very anxious, her mind's racing, full of thoughts, she ends up having a racing breath too. And that mouth breathing causes all the stress in the body. But when we slow the breathing down, focus on nasal breathing, and when we raise the CO2 with these anaerobic exercises, what we just did there, holding your breath, holding your nose, this helps to reduce those symptoms, okay, or even relieve those symptoms, like going to the toilet. So that's just simple science. Slow your breathing down, nasal breathing. Train yourself to have nasal breathing rather than mouth breathing, okay? And raise your CO2. Anaerobic exercise or high intensity exercise is really good for gut issues, okay? Like constipation. Okay, so heartburn and things like that are excess fire, acidity, okay? Anger, control, right? Kapha, gut issues, usually they tend to get sluggish, slow digestive systems, okay? But they tend to have the best Pitta and Kapha tend to not have as much of these digestive issues as Vata. Vata are much more prone to it because there's so many distractions and stresses, and Vata are easily stimulated, they get sparked off, and they get easily worried and anxious, all right? So the idea in SOMA Breath is to allow the world to be as it needs to be and just control the things we can control, the inner world, okay? That's the simple philosophy of SOMA Breath. So what we're about to do now is a breath session that will allow you to do that, to switch off the stress very quickly. We're going to do an 11-minute technique, okay? Actually, you know what? We're going to do something else. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do that. Hold on a minute. So find a comfortable space. You're not going to be disturbed. Okay. How's it going? Okay. Find a comfortable space. You're not going to be disturbed. And the instructions are already guided within the session, but just for those of you not sure, breathe in through your nose. You can breathe out through your mouth, but breathe in through your nose, or breathe out through your nose as well. Keep your breath smooth and rhythmic to the beat. You'll hear the counting in the music, and then you hold your breath when instructed. Okay, very simple, and just take it easy. Don't force any of it. Okay, just go with the flow. If you lose track of what you're doing, don't worry. Just go back to normal breathing, and then you can carry on. Okay, all right. So let's do it.
Sit comfortably in an upright position with your back straight, or lie down on your back with your arms by your side in a place we shall not be disturbed. And with your eyes closed, bring your awareness to the sound, any sound that draws your attention right now in this moment. That's right, becoming more and more present with the sound. And the sound of my voice should be your guide on this journey into bliss. bliss and relaxation. That's right. And now, bring your awareness to your breath. Become the observer of your breath. Don't try to control it. Just allow it to be as it needs to be. Now, becoming the observer of your own ability to control your breath consciously, breathing in and breathing out with your own conscious control. Becoming the observer with every breath you take, breathing in and out, noticing as you breathe in the turn of your inhale to your exhale and back again from your exhale to your inhale. Become the observer of that turn. That's right. Becoming the observer of your own breath, imagining you are now breathing in a light from above through the crown of your head, running through your entire body. Scan your body in this moment right now as you breathe for any areas of tension, stress, pain that you want to let go of and release. And as you breathe this light of a higher power into the area you want to let go of. That's right. Noticing that area or your entire being filling up with this light. And now, taking deep, full breaths, breathing in to count of 4, breathing out to the count of 8 beats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easily, effortlessly connected to the rhythm with a smooth and consistent inhale and exhale. In, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in the light, breathing out the old that no longer serves you. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. That's right.
6, 7, 8.
Imagining your entire being is being filled up with this healing light, and any darkness is leaving your body.
7, 8. In, 2,
Breathing in through your nose, take a deep breath in. Holding that breath in for a moment, and then let go of all the air. And after a full exhalation, holding your breath and allowing every muscle in your body to just completely relax, letting go of any tension in your body, becoming completely still and relaxed. Now imagine this healing white light, the higher power, is starting to enter into every single cell of your being, restoring that inner harmony and balance, energizing, activating your healing potential at a cellular level. That's right. And when you feel that strong urge to breathe, take a deep breath all the way in, through your abdomen, into your chest, and then expanding into the midbrain, like an electric spiral of light up through your spine, illuminating you to this higher power. Witness this light, and then squeeze that area in your body that you want to send the healing energy straight to, or contract every single muscle in your body tight, and then release with a hum. Again. Again. That's right, coming back to normal breathing in this heightened vibrational state. Repeat the following affirmation in your mind with conviction. I am whole, perfect, strong, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's right. Seeing yourself whole and complete, how would you feel? What would you do? How would you be if you were healthy, happy, and the best version of yourself right now? Witness that. That's right. Know that you shall leave this experience here today with a new sense of positive energy connected to the light. Trust in its guidance. Much love, positive energy, peace.
Slowly coming back round into the present moment. That's right. Just noticing how you feel. Noticing any changes. Noticing if you feel more relaxed, more present, more in your body. And that brings us back to, it brings us to the end of our first power hour for a long time. I'm glad we're bringing it back because it seems there's a lot of people who need my help. So we're back. I suppose it's more of a power 2 hours. Power 2 hour. Maybe we should put a 2 in the middle. We need more time, right? We need way more time. Like there's not enough time in the day for all the things we can cover. All the crazy information I have in my head, right? That needs to be shared. So next steps for you all is do that quiz, the BIT quiz. All right. So somabreath.com/BIT. Download the Soma Breath app. Start doing the breath sessions in there. Look in the Breath Farmer section for the different techniques for heartburn and constipation, all that. There's a technique called Kaki Mudra. Okay. Kaki Mudra on the app. Okay. If you go into the Breath Farmer section and you go to heartburn, you'll find that technique. Okay, it's drinking air into the bowels and it kills bad bacteria in the gut. Amazing technique, okay, for you to all do. So you go into the Breath Farmer section and look in there. So I'm on the app here. You can see on the app, right? There's a section here called Breath Farmer, okay? And there are all these little pills. And there's one there called Healthy Gut. It's a Healthy Gut Protocol. On there you'll see my Healthy Gut Protocol. And that's the Kaki Mudra technique. Okay? And this shall help a lot of people with heartburn. That's one thing we didn't cover so much. But there's Unblock Your Nose is on there. Okay? Constipation. And a bunch of different techniques. Leaky Gut Protocol has all the colostrum information. So it's all on our app. All the information is on our app. Go and check it out. Download it. Heidi, please let us know in support if this worked. I want to get your progress. Tune back in next week for the next session and report back if you want. All right? Much love, everyone. I hope this was useful. And if anyone wants to stay back and hear about instructor training, feel free. If anyone's got any questions related to that, we can talk about that for a moment. Because if you got a lot of value from this and you want to be trained in these skills and you want this kind of level of knowledge and depth, which you don't find often anywhere else, and you want to actually make a very worthwhile career out of it, then let's talk. Let's talk about that right now for everybody. And the rest of you, see you at the next session. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a moment to see who's left. Okay, if you want to put your hand up, if anyone's got any specific question about our certification or even any of our courses, even 21 days or any course or certification. Okay, here we go. We've got Kate.
Hiya.
Hello.
Hiya. My question is, as a yoga teacher, and I love Soma Breath, I'm wondering how I can monetize this as an instructor, because I also have, like have ADHD, and I'll fill my mind up with these things I want to do, which are really cool, but I don't want to do too much too quickly. So I guess my question is, what's your advice for somebody like me that wants to take that on board?
Okay, so ADHD is a medical symptom, as a diagnosis for people who are just creative, right? Creative people have all these symptoms that is ADHD, and creative people also have this amazing ability. They're really good, right? At once they find something that really ticks their box and really makes them tick, they can go really deep and become a master of that thing. Okay, it's like they have a genius ability as well. Now, there's nothing wrong. ADHD is not a real condition. Like in terms of it, it's not a disorder. It's actually a strength. So it just allows you to think outside the box. Okay, that's all it does. It makes you very creative, and you get information from up there, right? Not on this dimension. It comes from up here. That's the Vata energy type. Okay, so one way you can ground Vata is with ghee, having more ghee in your diet. It's grounding. Warm, nourishing foods. Okay, those sorts of things grounds the Vata. That can help you be a bit more focused. So how do you monetize the practice? Well, we teach you all of this in SOMA Breath. So you run SOMA Breath classes with our breathwork sessions. So we have these special breath sessions with music. It has like a bit of, you can bring it into yoga. So if you're a yoga teacher, it can be something you add on at the end of your class, or it can be a part of your class, or it can be the class, right? Because breathwork is a form of yoga. It's pranayama, ultimately. So there's many yoga teachers in SOMA Breath. They all use it in various ways, from like, using it as a tool to get people to come to more classes, or having it as a complementary to what they're already doing, okay? But what we also offer is transformational coaching all the way up. So what we're doing here is more like a condensed version of how I'd work with a client, okay? So we have a transformational coaching, which is the top tier of the training, which you go through levels to get to that point. And that is where you can do high-end coaching, like, with executive coaching, health coaching, transformational coaching with high ticket. So it's, it allows you, if you're a yoga teacher, to bring people up into more of a more expensive program, right? Which allows you to earn more from less clients. So this is typically what we have people do, is they go through our first training, level 1, where they learn to do our group breathwork practices. So you become an amazing breathwork instructor, right? Then you move into more advanced practices like emotional release, trauma release techniques. And then we go into the more somatic practices like shaking, dance, movement. Okay, the SOMA Breath yoga comes in as well. And when we move through into the movement and somatic practices. And then we move into transformational coaching. So the first 2 levels are focused on being the best SOMA Breath instructor possible, where you're leading people through powerful transformation with the modality. Then the next phase is coaching, like actual transforming people, like using special Jedi tricks that I have, where like in 10 minutes, you can completely change somebody's perception of the past and get rid of lifelong chronic pains and illnesses and tensions from just a little rewiring process. Very powerful. So we'll be doing that on some of the power hours as a demo. So we have everything in SOMA Breath. Imagine it's a holistic, comprehensive training on all aspects, from breathing to movement to diet, lifestyle, Ayurveda, to crazy epic experiences that just blow people's minds, which will then want people to be yoga teachers. I mean, yoga class, come to your yoga class, or come and do something else with you. All right? Does that help?
I'm trying to, I'm trying to diversify a bit, because I absolutely love biohacking. So I love bringing science with holistic together, because I know some people only like to the science side of things. I think yoga's too faffy. So I'm trying to bring both together. And I also love sports and fitness. And I'm wondering whether, if my ideal client, say, was somebody that was athletic, trying to be a bit more niche, how does SOMA fit into that, do you think, like for performance?
Well, so with athletics, everything. Okay, so athletic is performance driven. So they're all competing to be the best, right? So everyone wants the edge. So here's how you get the edge as an athlete. First, most coaches and trainers, they give strategies, tactics. That helps, but even the best athletes get a plateau, because there's only so many new skills you can learn, right? And there's only so much like fitness stamina you can build, right? So people will reach this plateau, and then if they're feeling in a bad mood, or they're angry, stress, performance drops. So most people work on this outer world. In SOMA Breath, we go into the inner world. So we look at where does thoughts actually come from that influences your decisions, which is influences your actions. Well, thoughts come from feelings, emotions. So we work on the emotional world, which is energy. Energy and motion is emotion. That's where the level we work on. So what we do is we show you how you can help people upgrade and have more control over that side of the physiology, emotion, energy and motion, and how we produce energy. Now, mitochondria is the energy centers of the cells. That's how we produce energy. And all dysfunctions in most people's lives is mitochondrial dysfunction. Like alcohol destroys that. I forgot to mention that to Heidi. Alcohol destroys mitochondrial health. It damages the DNA of it. So you can recover it. So our breath practice with the advanced breath holds, where you hold your breath for like 69 seconds, what it does is it tricks the mitochondria thinking it's running out of oxygen, which then makes the old ones die out. They have a spring clean and then start multiplying new ones. So doing this as an athlete, you go from like 1,000 mitochondria in every cell to like 4,000 or 5,000 over time, right? And if you train your athletes in this, okay, you guarantee they get the edge. Okay, the reason I know this as well at a very deep level is one of my very close friends is Wim Hof. And Wim Hof, similar techniques, he can do crazy athletic stuff, like off the charts. And he has a twin brother who can't do it. He has a genetically identical twin brother who doesn't train. He's totally opposite of Wim. He can't do it. So that proves there's something about the method. And I spent a lot of time when I was with him to figure out what is the science behind why does this work. And it comes down to mitochondria. I had to go to India to train with a doctor who taught me the whole advanced science behind pranayama and yoga, which is what we teach in SOMA Breath. But that will show you like that mitochondrial function is the key to improving athletic performance. And that's the level you're working on. And that doesn't work. That doesn't happen from just doing dumbbell curls or push-ups. You have to use the breath, because breath's how we produce energy in the body. And that's the method that you're going to be sharing. Yep.
Okay, that's really cool, because I want to do Wim Hof as well. So I'm quite glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
My last question, if you don't mind, how about children? So where would you fit this into? I'm a home educated mum. How could I help my community offering something like this?
The younger they start, the better.
Okay.
Start
There's
them
no
young.
restrictions.
No. As long as they can breathe and follow instructions. Usually, I say the sweet spot is like 11. That's when they've got enough focus to be able to follow instructions. I try and do it with my 3-year-old. No chance.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Yeah, wicked.
Okay,
Thank you so
great.
much.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
who's left? Anyone else got a question about the instructor training? I think I covered quite a lot there. I think I pretty much explained the whole like secrets of the universe in that little bit just there. It's all down to your mitochondrial health, and that is it really. And how you produce energy is through your mitochondria, and breath directly relates to that. But there are secret yogic techniques that have been preserved for thousands of years in the Himalayas. They have now resurfaced, and we have science in it. We put science to it that have miraculous benefits to your mitochondrial health, and that's what we teach inside the course. Yeah. All right. I think
Wicked.
Kathleen had her hand up. Just one more. Kathleen, and then we're going to go. Did you have a question, Kathleen? Let's try and unmute. No? Okay, so I think we covered quite a lot. So our training is done either online or a combination of online and offline, okay? England, if you're based in England, we have in-person trainings. Brooke just messaged anyone in UK, we have an in-person training coming up in June. So check that out on our website in the event section. There's also one in Barcelona. Monica just posted about it here. So you can do it in person. But we also have them going on in America, in Austin and places like that. So you can check that out. But primarily, our training's done online with mentors, and it feels like you're in person because it's done through Zoom. So it's pretty well connected. You have a mentor who is really well facilitated. So online might be an option for you if you can't make any of the in-person trainings. And I also do a retreat in Austria. In August, I do a retreat, and this one is actually a special one because it's going to be my just before my birthday. So we're going to make it into a very special birthday experience, the awakening experience. And this is my flagship training. And this is for everybody. Like, you don't have to be an instructor or anything. And it's really powerful. You're going to love it. Okay, I'm going to drop this in right now. Okay, we actually have two instructor trainings. We have one that's the Breathwork certification, and then we have the transformational coaching certification. The Breathwork certification starts at $4,000, well, just under $4,000. Okay, but then it goes up based on if you want to do transformational coaching. But all of the information is better explained through our sales team, because they can also work out if you need any kind of support with finances, they can help you with that. Okay. But this just covers, like, you know, a lot of the behind the scene that goes into creating a training like this. Okay. And there's a lot of value. And even if all you did was use it for yourself, for your own benefit, people spend this much money on holidays these days. Investing in yourself right now is probably one of the best things you can do, because the time we're living in right now, where AI is coming, people are, you know, having their jobs replaced, but there's so much opportunity still. It's like the world wants us to break free from being robots and be more human again. Okay, it's moving in a direction if we are ready to take that opportunity and don't get scared and terrified about the advancements of technology and all this stuff. So, you know, if you're somebody who's in a career where you're fearing maybe losing it, coaching is a great option, because you cannot replace that yet with AI. Humans need humans for coaching and therapy and all this stuff. And AI is not going to do a breathwork class like I do. I don't think they can yet. But, you know, this is the great thing. So humans, their role is going to be connection, listening, empathy, community building, team building. That's what humans are going to be doing more of, and being creative, coming up with cool ideas and getting technologies to implement them. So in SOMA Breath, we actually built a system where actually this is something where you can use all of those skills and talents. You can learn them all and practice them as well. Okay, so we have that aspect. Now, a lot of people who do SOMA Breath are of, like, maybe retirement age, okay? Or they're close to it. And they've been thinking, like, you know, what now? What should I do now? And they want to have something meaningful to do and to keep their mind active, right? So this is the perfect opportunity to become SOMA Breath instructor, is, you know, invest in yourself again. Like, it's obvious that the people who live the longest, happiest lives are the ones who keep their mind active and contribute and give back to society. And there's no better way to give back to society than having information like I just shared with you today in your mind, where you can just share it with other people and get paid for it. And actually, there's a lot of the older demographic who actually just do this just so they can learn it, and then they just share it freely in their community centers, and they get so much fulfillment from doing that. Yeah. So many different things. There's no real hard and fast rule that you have to be a certain age or ability to be a SOMA Breath instructor. The main thing is you got to have the desire, right? The passion to want to help serve people and help people. If you have that, then it's not that difficult. All right. Okay. So I think we've covered almost, if not everything. So I think that brings us to, I've gone, 2 hours instead of power hour. I think we should rebrand it. Yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. It's been great. Download the app, and I'll see you on the next one. Much love.
Thank you.
Peace. And let us know how you do, Heidi. All right? Cool. Peace.